And hello again, and here we are revisiting what the auxiliary channels do on the TGY-i6S. Now, as I mentioned in the previous video, and I'll show you right now, yeah, probably should turn that off first. Okay, there we go. Lovely. It's the FlySky firmware in the radio. Now, you can find this in the description of the previous video, but I'll also put it in the description on this video, or you could just go to Hobby King and have a look at the radios down in the file area. They actually have the new firmware. It's pretty crazy. They have lots of the same file, so I don't know, I just went with the one I went with and it seems to work fine, so it's up to you. And I'm using it with the FlySky receiver, which I got from Banggood. Someone asked me whether they sent it out to me for a review or something, and no, I actually went and bought it because I was interested, and I had another model that needed a receiver, so I went and purchased another one. So not a freebie, but very reasonable. I think they're pretty much the same as the Hobby King site price wise. I could be, you know, they could have deviations, but when I bought it I thought it was pretty much the same, except they didn't charge for shipping. The Hobby King do charge for shipping. It's quite reasonable, but I wanted to try this one out, so there we go. Anyway, I don't think it makes any difference to the testing we're doing, and we're testing out, just in case you've forgotten, the auxiliary channels of the radio with the new firmware. So let's get on down to, where are we, auxiliary channels. Here we are. We're dealing with channel 6, so let's obviously null is, you know, as per usual, nothing. So we don't really want to do that. Sticks, oops. The stick 1. What you'd expect. Nothing terribly untoward, apart from my cheap servo. Switches, switch A, 2-position switch, as you expect. No, nothing different there. Let's go back to change it to switch B, so you can see that it's a 3-position switch there. Now, the interesting thing was, not in the switches, excuse me, the shoulder variable resistor. I'll actually flick that over to B because it's easier with this hand. Now, before we were pressing it to its maximum limit, and the servo was going tick 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 to try and get a you know, slow movement up to its maximum either way. But in this variant of the software, they've changed it so that as you move it, I hope you can see it up on the screen there. Move it down just a bit so you can. It's a direct relationship to how much you're moving it and what speed you're moving it at. So that's a bit of a different thing, and I think it's really good for the camera gimbal, which I did used to have on my quadcopter. Well, I still do have it on my quadcopter, but it would move the camera and stay where I left it, but it sometimes was a bit awkward to fly that way, because you want to look down and then look straight ahead because you're going to run into something. But sometimes, you know, you have to be quite therefore thoughtful about what was around your aircraft so you didn't crash, especially if you were only flying with the onboard camera. So anyway, this is much better because you could fly along and then you go, oh, I wonder what's on the ground. Oh, that is, and straight back. So it's a lot quicker, and it automatically centers your servo, which I've got it to automatically center my camera. So that's a cool change. I don't know if you can change it back or whatever. I suppose you could if you saved off the first firmware, but that's one of the changes. Now the other change that I noticed, if it works, is the keys. Now I'll change it to key 2 once again. We are talking about the the buttons on the back here. Oh, you can't see, there's 2 buttons on the back there. Now they are used to press the button and it used to toggle between the 2 maximums, opposite maximums, as I remember it. But now if you press the button and I'm holding it now, it goes to the other maximum, and I release the button, it returns to its initial position. So I was thinking about using this as when it was one toggle then one toggle, using it as like the landing gear retract on a plane that I was making, but now it doesn't seem to be fitting that sort of description. Now it seems to be more of a, I don't know, a parachute release, a payload release or something like that. Yeah, I don't know what it could be. But there it is. It's changed to be press the button and it goes to position A, release, and it goes back to position B, which probably should be position A, but there you go. Anyway, I hope that becomes enlightening, and I appreciate all the comments you've given me on the previous videos. So if you feel you need to give me a comment, great. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. There's still a couple of videos coming. I just have to sort of juggle some things around. And thanks for watching. Please rate and subscribe if you feel you want to check out my sporadic videos on stuff which pertains at the moment to flying. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye.